Every year I try to find a new festive game to showcase at this time of year on the channel, and this year it's the turn of Santa Gamepaper. This is a game that does the currently popularised bottom third of the screen only game that started off with Rusty's Retirement, I think was the game that popularised this. And whilst you can have your YouTube videos or your spreadsheets or your websites or your social medias running around on the top 2/3 of the screen, and you can flick between what you're doing there, you can then click down into the bottom third of the screen and take control of Santa, who you can then move around with your controller or WASD or the arrow keys. And then he'll pick up some cookies, and then when he throws the cookies at the possessed evil children, when the cookie hits the child, they turn from a naughty child to a nice child. And you just have to do that 150 times to win the game. As you do that, some reindeer fly across the screen, and there's a few other little effects with some snowmen as well. But it's a very basic experience. From a critical perspective, the bottom third of the screen for a 2.5D, somewhat 3D platformer, or at least a runner and collector and thrower game, doesn't work very well because you can barely see where you're moving to, and because you're moving through various snowy hills, it all gets a bit clunky and awkward, and you keep falling over into blue ice, but you can't really see the ice when you're moving back and forth, so it just feels clunky and awkward. The best thing about this is that you can then use the mouse to click to where you want to throw the present, and so long as you click it on a child, usually it gets the job done. Outside of that, though, this is one of those games that looks better in stills and GIFs than it does to actually play, because it is quite clunky and not exactly bringing all of the festive cheer, although there is some jingle belly music going on in the background. However, there's nothing else quite like it out there, so if you want a little Santa running around on the bottom of your screen, throwing cookies at children, I mean, what's not to love from that perspective? And with that, I wish you all a festive season of joy and happiness. And I'll be picking up some videos in between Christmas and New Year to explain my 2025 plans, because I have a lot, and there's a lot of things that I want to try out and do. Thank you so much for all of your support in 2024. It's been a really difficult year for me personally, because I lost my father and nearly my mother too. And so this channel and being creative and playing games and expressing art in new and interesting ways really just became even more important to me this year than it ever has done before. Hence why 2025, I really want to make a big go of it. So thanks as always, take care, and have a drinky for me.